Alrighty, welcome back, sports fans. Today we have another session of Goal, and we have a replay submitted here by Tsquared, running the Kislev Circus team. This is his match against Finhell, so this should be a fun match. I know Scum went ahead and cast this match just a couple days ago, but we'll try to take a more analytical look at it. Both of these coaches are very competent. This is my division, so it'd be nice to see what's going on here. So Tsquared is already running into the problem where his TV's starting to get high. That happens with Kislev, especially when you decide to go both blitzers and a bear. I think he's only got 2 blitzers on the team, but that's a lot of cost up front in positions. So, and he's paying for it in the form of a halfling chef here that's already looking good for Finhell, stealing 2 rerolls. Kislev are really reliant on those, not having a whole lot of block or dodge out the gate, and to be able to use leap. Even leap's a 3+ for most of the team, and the only way to re-roll it is to use a team re-roll. Not too many people end up picking up pro, which would be the other way. Though I suspect that might change in the rules. Pro got buffed in 2020, being a 3+ now instead of a 4+. So I'm hoping to see that change in league play. Let me know if you're finding it. Of course I'm getting a call. Dispatch. Yeah. Yeah, I can shut the rest of this off. Bye. Yeah, bye. Work stuff. So, give me just a second here. Of course, I don't have any control set up. There. Alright. Someone left the lights turned on upstairs. Anyways, so stealing 2 rerolls, taking the halfling chef, pretty good strategy. So lizards can definitely try to make use of those rerolls. I'm not sure how Finhell's team is developing, but we'll see how it goes. What's going on, Ice Blade? So, do we have... Okay, now it's showing us our skills here. So, we have very sunny weather, which is probably going to benefit the lizards more than the Kislev. Just because Kislev are more likely to make pass attempts. Stunty's still giving that penalty, and Circus is having AG1. Not really good for a passing game. We see that Tsquared won the Fame, and he elected to receive, which is a bit odd. Normally you want to kick as Kislev, They're a very defensive-oriented team. Let's go and swap views. I hate this stadium, though. I hate it a lot. I hate the blowing sand. But let's go ahead and take a look here. So, we've got 3 blitzers, which, like I said, that's a ton of TV up front. In this particular matchup, it could be useful having the diving tackle is definitely going to cause problems for the skinks. But yeah, not too many of them have. Not too many players have wrestle or block. Yeah, you've got 2 block blitzers, 1 wrestle. And that's it. You got a tackle piece, but he doesn't have block. The catchers are developing fine. I would expect it to pick up the other 2 catchers. I would have expected that before picking up the blitzer, but to each your own. It's still very early on, so hopefully this blitzer has time to make use of the early buy. Seeing the Finhel's skills, I don't mind catch. I think catch is a very good skill on stunty teams, especially when you've got the movement 8. It makes for some brilliant handoff plays. So good on there. I like sure feet quite a bit. Couple diving tackle. Not really going to be a huge thing in this matchup, but you know, agility has so little to offer in form of useful skills. Now, it is what it is. Who's messaging me now? Okay. So, but the Sauruses are really lacking. Only one has block. The other one rightfully took the strength up. You know, you can't blame him for that, but when you only have 5 Sauruses and only one of them has block, this could be... He may really need those 5 rerolls. So, but let's go and see how he sets up. Yeah, I imagine... Okay. Somewhat forward. So there's a couple ways to approach this. Obviously the bear can tackle the strength 5 Saurus. You've got enough block to go ahead and bully these Sauruses up front as well. So that's not bad. You could, you know, even if you wrestle one and block the other, that leaves you the option of a block or a tackle for the blitz on these skinks, because that's where you want to be burning your blitz, is, you know, trying to hit the stunty guys. Don't need to park the guard up front anywhere. You've got plenty of room, so go ahead and leave the catchers back here to do their job. You could, in theory, set up here and hope for the quick snap, but you're just almost as likely to get a perfect defense rolled against you, and that's never a good thing. Okay, Tsquared picking up a very vital reroll there. Where'd that ball land? So the ball landed way back there. It's very doable. That's actually kind of good for Tsquared. Gives him lots of breathing room between he and the skinks. So I probably will have followed up with the bear. You know, yeah, he's going to be able to smack you back, but the bear's job is to be a pivot point, and not taking what ground you have is not going to help you push it forward. The team itself already struggles so much with it. But see, this movement, but with the Russell piece, not as advisable, because now you've set up, he's got a 2-die block immediately on you. If he rolls a push, he's got a Saurus right here, so he's got a pair of blocks to try to hit your Russell piece. You know, at least with the bear, he would need to commit some assistance in order to block it with 2 dice. But okay, interesting movement with the catcher there.
Ah, good. He's got the ball. It's always embarrassing when they fumble that
Bit of a risky throw there. With the very sunny means it's a 3+. You've got the ball reasonably covered, but by stepping this blitzer in one, this skink easily could have rushed in if it was a bad scatter. You know, even if the Saurus has to commit a blitz, you know, you've got a good amount of room that skinks could have came in and flooded if this pass went poorly. So if you're going to do something like that, do it back here. So, or have a stronger cage. So this is just way too open for my taste. If you're going to do something like that. Okay, what are you doing? Are you just going to blitz the Saurus? Well, why? So you blitzed the Saurus. You had to burn a reroll on that. Something you don't have a whole lot of. Instead of just going after one of these skinks. You know, if you blitz the skink and you roll double both down, you take it. Yeah. So what? Your armor 8 against his armor 7, and he's stunty. That's a trade worth taking. But instead, now you've committed to the side pretty heavily, and the lizard should pick up on that. And you moved him away, which allowed this Saurus to get up and move, which he shouldn't have been able to do. Sloppy end to that turn. Coming with a 3-die blitz. Good use of that strength up there. So, just want to point out that if he had to even if he threw that block and knocked down the bear, had he followed up, that 9 would not have cracked the bear's armor.
Oh, that looks painful.
That's a bit of hindsight thing, but like I said, the bear's job right now is to get hit, and instead you let that Saurus to roam free. So yeah, now the lizards have committed to one side. The big thing is going to be recentering yourself and hopefully not overcommitting. You've got a couple options here. The bear could blitz this Saurus and then go park next to a couple skinks. That would really irritate them with the prehensile tail. So with that being the case, I will then make sure that this Saurus isn't free to come help save them. You've got a sacrificial no skill lineman to go ahead and camp over here. No big deal. Yeah, you don't really have any good blitzes at any skinks now, which is a good job on Finhall. He's letting the Sauruses take the brunt of the hits now. I don't mind trying to curve your second catcher around here. But if you stop right here just to add an assist, I think you're cutting yourself short. Oh, that was the one with the ball. So yeah, this one should have been the one forward. Yeah, you're trying to run lizards around, but you're not faster than lizards. So the lizards did not overcommit. They easily could have, but a lot of their team is still here in the center. Good job. That blitz probably should have come earlier in the turn, just so you can build off of it. Yeah. So, I don't mind pulling him back because you do need a cover here. That's why this guy probably should have been at least here if he wasn't going to be up front, because that will have helped cover this flank here. And this guy could have instead come right here behind the bear. You know, put a tackle on this piece so that he's got to move and try to dodge away with a -1 without dodge, or he's going to get smacked by a tackle. That would have been really good. It also helps make sure that the bear's not going to get blitzed from a weird angle. So, because instead, this skink's going to hit there. Yep. And now he's got all the assists he needs to blitz with the Saurus.
Smells like a good old-fashioned fight.
Oh, he's not even blitzing with the Saurus. Interesting.
That was a very risky flop. It paid off.
Blitzing tackle.
His fist is approximately the same size as his entire opponent.
That was a greedy reroll, but I guess you've got 5 rerolls. Okay. So yeah, go and stand up the bear. That's what he needs to do. No problems there. You're in a bit of a pickle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you could still run enough players down here to help form a bit of a cage. You've got the blitzer, you've got a catcher that's running up behind. You've got this one that can cut the corner just fine. You can't quite do a side cage because you're dealing with Stunty. If this guy gets up and moves, you can throw a block with, probably with this lineman here, because I'll free up this blitzer here to go and blitz this skink, claw or create a hole for himself to come help protect the ball downfield. So if these guys just stand up, that's not a big deal. They're distracting the 2 Sauruses from coming up in the rear. I think that's probably your best play right now. Just try to move the ball forward.
I trained week after week for doing this.
All right.
But gravity was too strong.
Not a wise place to end your turn on the border
Bit
of
of
the
a
pitch.
weak protection there,
Gets
but
pushed into the crowd.
the guard will at least help
That happened.
keep things in your favor.
To piece the body back together.
Why would you mark him? Well, I guess, yeah, you wouldn't have had 2 dice otherwise. Alright, I'll let it happen. I don't think that putting the AG4 here was right with like putting him here further downfield where you want him. It'd be nice, that way he can come out and act as an alternative scorer. So instead you pushed him back and he's just further out of play now.
It will finish in the public, and in general, fans are much more dangerous than players.
Skull, reroll it. Skull, you lucked out there.
Not far from the end zone.
Alright, this should be fairly simple. You know, you can even leap with one of these. Forward 1 square. 2+, you stick the landing. Blitz it out 2 dice. And surf the skink. And then both are able to run scot-free. This one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You know, you can make it with 1 GFI. So you've got a blitzer here that's got jump up. So maybe if the bear's able to successfully knock down this Saurus, you can free up a couple linemen to come over here. Now it'll allow you to jump up blitz with the blitzer, and you know, if you're able to successfully tie up these skinks, you don't have to score immediately. But that is all dependent upon the bear doing something, which is not the greatest thing since he's bonehead, loner, no block. A little bit better since his lineman didn't free up as many players, but rolled the 1 to jump up.
The grace of a snowflake that twirls in the blizzard of the far north.
I didn't know you could be so lyrical.
By jumping up and trying to reach the sun,
Why?
sometimes you burn your wings and
If you're going to do that blitz again, why would you not do it with the 2+ with either one of these guys? I get that the blitzer, this isn't even a block blitzer. So yeah, why would you not do it with the catcher first? Where it's a 2+ instead of doing it with a 3+ blitzer. Surf him and, you know, move on with your life. Because now he's unprotected. You've got a bunch of skinks that you just left open because you moved a blitzer. Yeah. In Blodge we trust, I guess. Okay, doing a block with the block source first.
Can the player force possession away from the ball holder?
Okay.
push.
Push.
If you kill the fool carrying the ball, then you stop him from scoring.
Okay. This skink needed to be here. Being here doesn't really do anything. Being here would have done something. I mean, at the end of the day, the catcher just needs to make a 2+ leap. There's not much you can do about that. So.
Thesaurus, they get hard.
Yeah, go and throw it on 1 die. Why not? Okay, good move on to Blitzer there.
The little guy gets the big guy.
No. Why? Why move him here? Move him down here. You don't know. You're doing all these things in preparation that you might possibly fail. Just planning for failure. Move him downfield. Shit happens. You know, mark a skink or something. You know, this guy should also be dodging and moving downfield. You get 1 shot at this because you're out of rerolls. You should be doing everything within your power to make sure that you cover your bases as best you can.
Well, that was a wonderful diving tackle.
Diving tackle did its job. Happens once every blue moon. And once again, in Blodge we trust. But he's got 4 skinks over there. A 5th one that can move over.
They're attacking the ball carrier.
The skink should knock this free.
Watching the same match as you. There's no harm.
Don't think the reroll was necessary there.
Well, actually, you could do a lot of harm.
Well,
That's kind of the point.
hold on. Okay, that was a 1 in 9. Never mind. All out of reroll.
That's it. Aim for the ball carrier. Take him down.
But these easily could have been 3 die blocks as well.
The fans seem very.
You've got the available skinks to do it.
Leave a few bits of the player intact.
You know, all 5 of them are there. Well, 4. No, you had 5, yeah. So,
Well, that was just
on
really
another strength 2 piece. Absolutely take all the 3 die blocks you need. Alright. Punching a skink with a block piece. Always a nice thing. Finally got a removal. But he's also not punched skinks that much this game.
Fly and fall, little Kislev.
Not one on the leap there. Get out of my way. So, we go back a little bit. Why would you... Where did he try leaping to? Yeah, we got the removal.
Possibly off his mortal coil.
Okay, it was the Blitzer that does the leap.
It's nice to be good at hopping, but the main thing is to land on your feet.
Okay. So 3+ just to try to get a guy off the ball. it's not a bad move. I'm just wondering if it's the move I would have done. Because I'm really tempted to dodge out and pick up the ball on the 4+ regardless. When you're out of rerolls and there's this many skinks around an open ball, your only other guy on the ball is a catcher who can get shoved out of the way easily. It's safer in your hands on a 50-50 pickup. But I don't know. I think it depends on how I'm feeling at that moment. But again, this should be really easy for the Lizards. Push off the ball. Got the ball. Run. Got a sure feet. Doing his job. Run some protection just in case.
Go, big guy.
I don't even think I would fuck with the bear. You know, I would dodge it, the other skink, and again come provide cover.
They've smacked a player to relieve his team. Well done.
Yep, follow it up. Thank you.
Pushing.
Ooh. This is one where you pin the blitzer. The blitzer is far bigger of a threat than a lineman with no skills. Especially when you've got two sources in his way. Like this lineman's not going anywhere. You pin the blitzer and you follow up and you threaten the surf. So the blitzer moves faster, has jump up, has diving tackle. He's at least got some utility in this matchup. Well, you tried. Let's see. I don't know. That guy wasn't stunned, was he? The AG4. So I don't mind pulling the blitzer back here. And you've got the other blitzer, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Should have been here. Yeah, you cut yourself short. You moved 3 when you could have at least gotten another square further downfield and been closer. Should have been over here. So, but even with your positioning here, you throw the blitz or the block. This one doesn't deserve a follow-up. Multiple reasons. One, as soon as his source stands up, he's now marking 2 players. 2, you leave a hole in case either of these players wants to try to run through here. If you follow up, now they don't have a way to get through. So you marked an extra player here, you cut off these 2 players from trying to get around the Soros line. So this catcher also should have tried to make a break for it. He's not next to a diving tackle, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You know, just something to get in the way of the sources. Even if you go for it once, now stop this source from doing anything without burning the blitz. So we'll have liked any of those. You know, even if this AG4 doesn't do anything, if he just stands up and allows the blitzer to jump up 2+, 1-die block with block on no block, it's a block source still. It's not a bad thing to do before doing the insane dodge with the bear. I mean, I applaud the effort with the bear, but there were just a couple things that could have helped you out a little bit before trying that.
That's going to be a turnover. That's a dangerous place to be.
Yeah, let's take a look at where he put himself. So he can't reach. He can't reach. But you know who could have reached? This guy, if he was here. If he was 1, 2 over here, and he used his full movement 7 last turn, he would have been in reach and would have been able to blitz this guy. Instead, yeah, you can't even touch him. Is he going to foul the catcher?
That player's like a streak of luck.
That's a streak of something.
It's only a stun, but okay. It's not the worst thing in the world. That is going to be the biggest threat when running the ball. Well, I guess not necessarily true, because presumably you're running the ball with a strength 2 skink. Yeah, and he just rolled over.
Boom! Must be extremely frustrating, don't you think? And it's gone! Sorry.
So you probably could have tried a couple blocks, but alright, Chef did not work the second half. That's gonna be huge, having all those rerolls back.
They'll be kicking the ball back to the winning team again.
So alright. Joker's Ball gained another reroll. So, twice as many rerolls as they did the first half, and a really shallow kick. This could be huge news for the Kislev. A second. So, let's look at this setup though. I don't mind the front line. You know, rookie lineman with the bear, A-OK. And you set up 2 back, so you're not going to get quick snapped into oblivion. That's nice. Who's sitting out? Tackle sitting out, and is just a rookie. So, god damn it! Why did all the skills disappear? Cyanide fixer shit. So, kept the catchers back. I probably would move the catchers forward 1 square. Being back one square from where they are doesn't do anything, and just means that if they blitz it, these 2 players, they have an extra square of ground that they gain. So, put him forward 1 square gives you a further reach into his backfield if something happens.
A loose ball is a dangerous ball. Goody.
Okay.
More than 20 scores came up from Slanhopek.
When the match was over, the Elfie was a wreck.
Yeah, bit of an awkward push there. You know, I guess, yeah, you're keeping the lineman pinned, but, you know, you're using action economy then in order to make the block against the bear. And follow up. Why would you not follow that up?
Oh, the ball has been lost.
Burn the reroll. Cannot blame that reroll burn, not with Kislev being so close. Creating a loose cage. Alright. Yeah, I'm not sure what that skink moving forward was all about. Your sources, your strength 4. You didn't need the assist or anything. Why is he here? So, this skink needs to get punished. There you go. No, stun is something. Alright. Well, you've got a blitz opportunity on the ball. You're pretty much guaranteed to have one no matter what in this matchup. You know, trying to think. You'd have a block here if you moved another assist, but if you roll the push, then you're somewhat closing a gap. Right now, the blitzer 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, leap 6, 7, go for 1 for the 2-die blitz. And honestly, that doesn't sound bad to just go ahead and go for it. Because once that it's a minimal commitment, you know, given the positioning of the lizards right now. If it works, then it tells you what you need to do with the rest of your team. So,
As athletic and aerial as ever.
alright.
It left the ball with Rich. There could be a counter strike.
See, the natural inclination is to push the ball back further, especially when he's got a catch piece. I think I will have been fine going full, keeping on the same row, because then you're looking worst case 2 tackle zones, maybe 1, maybe none for the majority of those bounce spots. You know, with that direction, it will have been 1 tackle zone. But, you know, if he going back here, if it bounces back here, because of how far back your catchers are, they will have struggled to get back here. So, There you go. Okay. This catcher needs to mark this lizard next. Or, I'm fine with that as well. You didn't need a leaf.
Snowflake that twirls in the blizzard of the far north.
I didn't know you could be so lyrical, Bob.
Fly, fly, little Kislev. Up,
So I didn't like those last two moves. This guy would have been fine here or here, tying up this Saurus. You have this Saurus tied up, you've got this one tied up, and this catcher needed to run over and tie up this one. The Sauruses are your biggest threat to try and knock this ball free. So, because you have these guys tied up with the diving tackle, you know, he's going to have to stand up. He's got a diving tackle on him. So, right now, you've got a standing two-eye block. And so you just did a bunch of 3 bosses that you didn't necessarily need to do, because this catcher's not doing anything right now. So if those 3 pluses had failed, this source would have been free, and this would be a way different story. So
the Saurus, they get hard.
push. I don't know what this skink thinks he's doing.
Look at all those men sitting down on the job.
I'm so confused on the Unfinal's actions here. So you throw this block, fine, I'm okay with that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2 GFIs to have a 2-die block on the ball carrier. And this skink, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, could have been marking error, making that a 3-die blitz. You had him. You had it, and then you did something crazy with this skink, where you just ran him back, and I don't, for the life of me, know why. Because this catcher moves 8, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it even paints out the grid. It's 1 GFI. It's 1 GFI, right, to score and make it a 1-1 game. And then you push the guard back instead of pushing the guy with the ball back. At least make him have to make a second GFI.
Even Siege would struggle with it.
I don't understand that turn. So, good, take your 2-die block with block on a skink. No problems with that being your leading thing. You've got this guy that can come and do the same thing over here or something. He can throw a 2-eye block looking for a push. You know, the catcher can run downfield. Got a lot of options here that are reasonable. Yeah, run the catcher downfield. Or there, that works.
It's a block. Let's hope Nuffle is smiling on those blocking dice.
Knuffle's always fun. Yep. You just don't always know.
Yep, then he makes the GFI, no problem.
A and steal the win.
Hey, it's a fresh start. Carnage can start all
Yeah.
over again.
Both of these teams are on the edge. This kick is crucial.
The Kislev haven't really needed to rely on leap so much this game.
Some say it's perfect for playing.
Changing weather, like I said, that benefits to Kislev now that the penalty's gone.
Come on, guys, together.
It's about to get punched above and below.
Lots of
At
pals.
the same time.
Again, I don't know why we're not following up with sources.
Missed that action.
Okay. So, did all that. Yeah, you don't have any other safe blocks or blitzes. I probably will still move these two catchers further downfield. You know, one of them may get blitzed, the other one's only just going to get marked, but at least gives you handoff targets to make up for the lost ground in case what happened. So, you know, the rest of these kings are fine to float back here, but keep your catchers further downfield to help you move the ball faster in the next turn. So, Kislev, yep, go and start with the bear.
The bigger they are,
So,
the thicker they tend
that's
to be.
fine.
Obviously.
You've got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Go for 1. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Go. Let's see. I honestly like this blitz more. Go ahead and hit this skink. And start staving off the sources. You know, put a lineman here. Stand up this lineman. Move them here. Put a guy behind each of them. So do something similar here. Okay, it goes for the blitz on this side. Gets a nice removal for it.
Watch out. Murderous little beasts.
I think 2 is a bit much. Remember that skinks move faster than you.
As
Going all in.
aerial as ever.
See, if you were able to pick up the ball, going this aggressive is alright, but the ball's too far back for you to actually recover. You need to let it move forward a turn or give you a turn to position yourself better.
Me hit.
Yep, I reckon that's what he'd say if he could talk.
We may
Yeah.
see that player later. If we win.
Yep, 3-die blitz. I don't understand why we're afraid of following up. Why is everyone afraid of following up all of a sudden?
I certainly was, Jim. Ugh, makes the blood boil.
Alright, that was definitely worth the reroll. So enough Kislev are back here. I probably, given how many Kislev are back here, will have moved a diving tackle on the ball first. But Take your free blocks. Got another one over here.
Not what you'd expect.
Why? Seriously, why? Why would you not throw the block first?
His team did.
So, then you will have had a diving tackle on the ball with where it landed. I'm fine with not committing him. I'm fine with not doing anything with him. Not even saying throw this block. Well, he's fine there. But throw this one. Just help your fellow man out. If you get a chance to punch a skink, you should punch a skink. Oh, wow.
This big guy.
Oh, that hurts. There's no accounting for that. Oh, God. Oh. The 1 in 27 to the 1 in 81. That's rough. Yeah. That's brutal. And that's the first block that you needed to do too. Like there's no saying, well, you should have done something else first. Like this was the thing you needed to do first, and yeah, that's Blood Bowl.
Fly, little Kislev.
Well done.
Up to the sky.
I liked everything about that splits. Get a casualty for your troubles too. Nice. Pick up that ball. Burn the reroll. You've got 3 rerolls in 4 turns.
Not up to much today.
Double ones. Alright. Well, you got a removal out of it. Like I said, you didn't throw this block. I think you tunnel visioned a little bit there, but
Apparently, this player forgot his hands in the changing rooms.
yeah. Kislev is content and Lizards have no options.
If they were vulgar enough, the player could spit into the end zone.
I will risk a GFI. Right now, you're in range of getting 3-die blitzed again. You've got 2 rerolls. I risk the GFI and score it. So, the dice have definitely taken a sour turn for Lizards, but yeah, as a 3-die blitz with a skink free and open to go pick up the ball afterwards. Okay. Not following up the bear just so you can throw more blocks. Another 1 in 9.
My bad manners, but I gotta break in here. Thesaurus, they hit hard.
Again,
A prone player is a dead player.
none of these blocks ultimately matter because of how far deep they are. This catcher should have dodged and ran away. If you're looking for blocks, I would have taken the blitzer on a skink. So, because in the event that you roll a 1 in 9, you have better odds of hurting the skink, and at least then the skink's losing movement to move back and do something with the ball. There's the open bow.
Good defensive block.
Ball stays in. Bounces to the right side for the Skinks. Not your touchdown. Good removal for Lizards.
Say, if he could talk.
Knockout! We call that Knuckles Kiss.
That is a straight 1 and 9. No diving tackle required. So, yeah, gotta throw the blitz first. That determines everything. There's both down.
Down the ball carrier of a big one. Ha! That's gonna hurt in the morning.
Try it.
Dear.
Re-roll it.
Someone's getting fired in the morning. Touchdown! The crowd
Alright.
goes wild. Not a-
That's pretty much exactly what you needed to do there.
Train yourselves! A late touchdown. Are we looking at the winning scoreline? That team's a prophet. Must have the magic sponge this time. They've kicked the ball to the opponents. Now it's time to think defensively.
So, you need a riot in order. Well, you could one-turn touchdown with Skinks, but it's not an easy task. And with no rerolls, it's really hard to do. Trying to figure out the setup. Joker's below, gets another reroll. It's 3 free rerolls they've gotten.
They've gone into the opponent's tackle zone.
Hitting the bear is a bit unnecessary.
Now that's
You would have been fine going after the line move.
predictable and a little boring, but it's the results that matter. The domino effect in action.
Yeah.
Player down and surrounded by the opposing team.
This isn't very
Stupid bear. 1 square shy of the 1/3 touchdown there.
Dying moments of the match.
And it didn't come off.
Good effort. So,
A last-minute touchdown, which helped them save the game, and probably their skill.
so let's take a look at these dice statistics here. So for Lizards, a lot of the blocks were thrown against the Sauruses. It was only in that second half that the Skinks really started getting smacked a little bit more. So this armor percentage doesn't sound horribly out of whack without doing literal number crunching. You know, 58 against armor 7 versus what? 88 with armor 9. So somewhere in between there seems reasonable. Pickups. This is where things start falling apart here. So all those pickups. I think there was one pickup he had tried that was a 4+, but most of them were 3+s. So Had one of those worked, might have changed the course of things. Dodges, pretty miserable. So, KO's fine, GFI is fine, catches, didn't really do any handoff plays. I think most of these were bouncing balls.
Did you know the
He had the one successful handoff he did there on turn 16. And he threw a pass. I think it was an inaccurate pass there. So you're looking at 50-50 on that one, and everything else would have been 5s and 6s. So for bouncing balls, so not unreasonable. So that one turn just rebalanced all the skulls in the game there. So, because honestly, 20 doesn't sound unreasonable with this dice allotment. It's higher than your pals, but not by a ton. It's not unreasonable compared to pushes. Like I said, it's a little high. It's not horrible. Which should tell you that if you remove the 4 or 5 skulls he rolled in that one turn with that one blitz, where he was sitting at, would have been just on the other side of the average mark. Would have been slightly below average. So, lots of both downs. So, lots of 1-9s were coming up for the Kislev there. Which again, shouldn't be a problem. If you're targeting skinks, 1-9s are actually completely fine. But if you're hitting Sauruses, not so much. So, lucked out, not a whole lot of defender stumbles. So, the defender stumbles will have hurt a couple times when you did hit those skinks. But, so your armor 8 should be looking at somewhere in the 70 range, like 72%, I think. So a little low on there, especially when the Lizards don't have any mighty blow. I think this is partially influenced by the couple fouls he threw. So he had a foul there on the bear, he threw a foul on the catcher, so which were basically guaranteed to break armor. Bear was pretty tame, only the one bonehead, and it wasn't a huge play or anything. So dodges, pretty acceptable. Most of your team's 3 pluses. You were dodging away from diving tackle a couple times, so shouldn't be upset with that dodge rate. Leaps, again, perfectly reasonable. I think you had one failed catcher leap. I think the other 2 failures were with AG3, so not a problem there. Pickups, again, same thing with the Lizards. Just a little bit of a tough time picking up that ball. So GFIs were fine. KOs, it was the Lizards that had the Bloodweiser babes, so it sucks, but it's not the end of the world. That's off by 1, so jump up. You had the one failed jump up. Overall, both dice arrays are reasonable. I think this really came down to just a couple miscalculations. You had the one blitzer that didn't do his full movement that could have stopped the play. You threw a couple blocks before moving the ball. You overcommitted to one side in that first half, and then had to try to make up ground against a team that's faster than you.
More obsessed hunters are not bothered about waiting for the target player to perish before harvesting them.
When the ones came, they came in mass, but this game honestly should have been in the Kislev's hands from the beginning. In my estimation, they probably made the largest amount of errors throughout all this. Just both teams had moments where they should have followed up it when they didn't. So the Lizards have a little bit more flexibility in how they approach the matchup, just because the guard piece isn't as important to watch out for. The Kislev with this Kislev team only had the 2 catchers, so once you surfed the one, there wasn't too much of a threat left on the field. So, but Lizards did a good job of kind of shielding off the skinks. It was only until the Kislev was willing to make GFIs to make those blitzes happen.
To join Skink's Fitness Club, all you need to do is sign a 500-year.
Still a fun match, not looking forward to playing Joker's Wild. I think we play tomorrow, so that'll be annoying because I don't have the tools to deal with it. So, because there was no lasting damage there.
Yes, indeed, enemies, victims, anybody you like.
We'll have 220 to work with.
AI coaches, and I don't mean by that
So,
an intelligent bus.
I've got a couple ideas of what to spend that on, but my big thing is going to be trying to hurt him as much as possible. I've got a couple Mighty Blow, I've got the Dirty Player, but when I'm on defense, I've got to be able to keep it up. It's going to come down to how well can he leap. And like I said, he didn't do a whole lot of leaping this game. So part of that is that you, unlike other teams where the pieces you're marking, you're trying to reposition to make them have to make harder dodges, whereas with Lizards, you just need to mark them. The Sauruses aren't going to dodge, so there wasn't a major need for any of that. So, and Tsquared definitely started doing that more and more, especially in that second half where he was just throwing linemen to go cover people. Maybe not in the same way that I would have, and maybe cause himself a couple extra dodges they didn't need to do, but the mentality is there, where in that matchup,
What is ogre on ogre action?
The blitzers can only do their job in tagging the skinks with diving tackle if you stop the Sauruses from blitzing them off. So the linemen have their job in tying up the Sauruses there. So, but it'll be interesting. Like I said, we'll be playing tomorrow afternoon or early evening, something like that. So, But yeah, I don't know if he's going to take a look at this before then or not, or at all for that matter. But anyways, the league is chugging along. I think everything's on round 2 now, so should be a full week ahead. So plenty of room in case people need to take time off. You know, tax season or tax days coming up in a little bit. I'm sure people might be busy with that. Spring break is going on around now as well, if anyone's got kids and whatnot. So, you know, my life's getting weird. Supposedly I should get a job offering later today, so fingers crossed on that. But yeah,
How's the missus,
so
Bob?
That's Mrs. Jim.
until next time, Nuffle, bless your dice.